I don't know specifically based off of hours, but it just like it has to be cost cutting. I can't see any reason. It's not like they're implementing better. It's not like they're saying like, oh, we have this wonderful system that's going to increase productivity, so we're cutting these people, because that's not happening at all.
So they're in a tough spot where they don't want to lend out more, or it's hard to lend out more because of high interest rates, and they also got to pay out high interest on accounts. Is that the problem?
I couldn't tell you the inner workings of their finances, but as far as I'm understanding, a lot of the banks.
Like, to the point where it's
what?
Charged to watch over him, the guardian who sleeps, nor is deceived, for to what better or more watchful?
How
I would have told you to get to the back of the car whenever we get in the car.
see, no. But real talk, even though I can like braid hair and all that stuff, because her son, one of my nephews, his hair is like hers, and I can't grip it. I don't know what to do with it. Like, it's so different than mine that I don't know. I can't braid his hair.
Lion, do you just like hang out, hang in this room forever? What do you actually do, Lion? I don't think you got a fucking job.
So, I can braid his hair, but if it's fuzzy tomorrow, it'll be fuzzy tomorrow.
That was a good question, though.
I tried, John.
That's a great question. What the fuck do you do every day?
I thought you would last longer than 30 seconds.
From guardian, could he have committed each of us? So when you have shut the...
Robert's not in it. I don't know, bro. Is he even here? That motherfucker's racist.
I see a lot of black people with it, so I'm assuming y'all don't mind racism.
I was thinking the same shit when I see that damn girl.
Look, I looked at my Discord and I received these photos from Nathan, and he said, update your PTR. So I did. Okay.
You just following orders.
I have
That's
not.
exactly
I just worked here. So
That's exactly. That's what those Nazi soldiers said. Just follow orders.
following orders.
Beverly Hills cop. Track it. They got it.
There's peaches in here too. That makes it better.
Nutmeg. It's wildflowers that I never planted. Oh, sorry.
I don't know what is mine supposed to be mayonnaise? Grilled mayonnaise?
I thought it was pancake batter, but I guess it's mayonnaise.
Have y'all ever seen
It looks like a whole lot of manches that you're fucking about to cook up there. I don't know why.
I knew immediately that it was mayonnaise, but dark minds and dark places.
Well, it couldn't be Miracle Whip. That's too spicy for white people.
Well, I made my grilled watermelon submission. Tyler, that's supposed to be your watermelon picture.
It is more appropriate than the previous. I felt like it would have been catfishing if I used the first set of pictures, because the girl was way too skinny. I was like, let me not set people up for this.
I feel like Nathan's picture should have been the one for knowledge.
Is that a luchador mask?
Yep. Exactly.
They're bros. So Nathan's picture is knowledge's picture.
I think they're a little more than that.
Yeah, I feel like they wear friendship bracelets.
with little palm trees on it, pineapple.
Flat
and
forward.
pine.
That is how the 40 plus and up Mexicans dress. They had them tight ass shirts with the top open, and they and they tuck them in them tight ass pants.
Wait, their top is open. Oh no.
That's what water
They
breathing.
must be whores. They must be whores.
There you are. Little micro midget whore.
I want Lion to have a picture, but it has to be Cambodian.
Oh my God, y'all gotta stop with that.
Just accept it. It's okay.
See, I'm not gonna use Lion as the example, but I bet he thinks he's dark skinned. I
bet that I think I'm what?
I bet you consider yourself dark skinned.
I feel like he's old enough to have understood after a certain point and come to terms with the fact that he is.
Lion thinks he's brown skinned. I am the exact same color as a copper penny.
So you're fucking rust green.
You are 2 shades away from being my skin tone. Stop the bullshit.
You know what happens to copper out like the Statue of Liberty green?
Yeah, but I'm not a copper that got caught in the Statue of Liberty, so I didn't turn green.
Cindy, I feel like your Fenty shade is like maybe 2 shades lighter than Lion's Fenty shade, and that's all.
What the fuck is wrong with this, Lifty? The crazy thing is, if you.
It's funny. That is actually my favorite brand in foundation.
I like NARS. I'm a NARS girl.
I'm a NARS girly too. It just depends on like what formula we're using.
I love the Fenty contour stick.
All the way.
The Fenty contour stick.
There we go.
Chef's kiss.
Oh, let's stop interrupting Butcher before he yells at us. What's up, Butcher? How you doing today?
I'm not gonna yell, Candy.
Sorry, King. You know you always come first.
But if y'all, I know y'all don't have pennies anymore. But if I got a penny collection for my daughter, and when I look in the penny jar, it's all kinds of shades of pennies in there. Dark skin pennies, light skin pennies if they're new. They all look like a new penny. I'm the color of a brand new penny.
Know your worth, Lion. I want you to think more of yourself.
Pure copper. That's light skin. That's not light skin. That's copper. If your lips ain't the same color as the rest of your face, you light skin, bro. No.
You know I love. It's crazy. Brown skin girls have the same thing. They have like light brown lips that match caramel complexion.
Okay, so I've been open that I don't.
Patty, we gotta make one for you too, Patty. You're not exclusive.
Not no watermelon.
Brilliant watermelon.
I can't do that.
Patty.
Nah, man, you gotta get one of her rolling the lumpia.
Yeah, you can
Patty,
do the
you are
lumpia.
correct
You're
about
gonna have
those
me
lips
grilling
with
lumpia.
the beautiful caramel girls, both above and below. They're the same.
Just put a watermelon in the back, real like.
Oh yeah. You don't have to grill a watermelon, but that's like at least a watermelon in the background.
Put me in the back holding the.
Lady had a good one where she was just holding the watermelon.
Hide in her face, right?
Pink robe with the watermelon over her.
You
put
want
like
what
Patty
me making
holding
like
a can
hot dog
and
fries?
shooting a watermelon.
Oh yeah, that's cool, Brad. Me shooting a watermelon.
That I don't like the optics, Patty. I don't.
We don't like.
That's not like the optic.
What did the watermelon do? It wasn't seedless.
It wasn't seedless.
Oh, Brad, you know.
I know y'all hate GMO and seedless watermelon and stuff. I don't mind. I don't want to make my food difficult when life is hard enough. So give me those GMOs and seedless watermelons.
I kind of feel the same way, to be honest.
I liked watermelon since my cousin told me that I ate a seed, so now a watermelon is gonna grow in my stomach. ever since then, it's been no good for me.
I'm a little traumatized from that still too. Not gonna.
So why don't just get the yellow watermelon instead?
I was excited.
No,
I got bummed out when I wasn't one.
I prefer the variety of the cantaloupe. The cantaloupe variety of melon.
You're a cantaloupe lover?
Oh, absolutely, and the honeydew. And the honeydew. Yeah, I'm a cantaloupe and honeydew lover.
If you put either of those shits in my fruit salad, I'll throw it at the wall.
I'm with you, Breezy.
I hate fruit salad. I can't stand it. If there's fruit salad at the cookout, I will not touch it. I will absolutely pick all the other salads but that one. Icky, nasty, gross.
I'm also a grape lover. I don't know why God made me this way.
Frozen
It's
grapes.
so damn delicious.
Frozen grapes.
You know
They
what I
have to
hate?
be the firm ones, though.
Have you guys ever
Concord
had
grapes?
muscadines? Have you guys ever had muscadines?
Yeah, they make you. They make you.
grapes
I eat are muscadine.
They make you itch after a while. Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Have y'all had the witch finger grapes?
Well, they
I've
grow
seen
in the
those.
South, and I always hated them.
They're delicious.
They have seed.
Delicious. Weird looking, but delicious.
I
What
gotta
they
try
look
this next time.
like? I'm guessing they look like witches' fingers or something. I don't know. But what do they look
The
like?
grapes are they're elongated. They're not round or oval like all of the other grapes. Oddly delicious.
Like they go
Someone's gonna have to explain to me why Brazilian steakhouses have unparalleled salad bars.
Because they're about the best of the best.
They got literally everything under.
And just like they have every type of meat you could imagine under the sun.
I love Brazilian steakhouse.
I hate when I have to turn my card over.
So I just googled the witch finger grapes, and I can't eat those because they look like little eggplants.
What, you can't eat
They're
eggplant or something?
delicious. If you eat one, you'll eat them all.
I'm taking donations for all you can eat sushi this evening. I repeat, I'm taking donations. If you love me, you will donate to my all you can eat sushi cup.
Not if you eat one, you eat them all.
But yeah, no, they're like my favorite grapes. I'm not even gonna hold you.
No, nobody has anything to say. You guys hypnotized yourselves into a deep sleep because you have nothing important to say. You've
Shut up,
matched.
you dirty bastard. I get so sick and tired of you coming into rooms that I sit in and being fucking annoying, you fucking heathen.
Well, that's a you problem. I serve a purpose. I serve a purpose. If I emotionally disturb you, that means you have yet to achieve a strong equilibrium.
Shut up.
There you go again. All you disequilibrated, emotionally sensitive, mood-swinging people. Oh, go ahead. Just hate me. Hate me and put all your hate on me. Put respect on that name. This is the house of chillism, politics, religion, race, stupidity, hypnosis. You guys have achieved the ultimate gnosis of stupidity. When I heard somebody in here earlier saying that this was the most intellectual room on Clown House, holy fuck, does he not understand that you guys are smarter than that? That fake compliments? It's not gonna work on you people. You're too stupid to even understand fake compliments.
Hater is the color of his energy.
My energy is positive
It's
vibrations.
hater.
No, it's not.
We may not be the most intellectual room, but we don't have gender wars up in this bitch every single day. So sit on that and spin, sir.
No, we have race wars here. More fun.
Yeah, man, I'm just saying the biracials win. We're cooler.
I'm not saying this isn't a cool group of people and that you're not all positive, relatively conservative people, but let's admit it, none of you can accurately describe the situation, meaning that you have absolute faith.
Wow, I didn't do it, John. I was rooting for you.
I didn't either.
I was rooting for you.
I did. It was me.
Bro, I would have shot him on sight personally.
I don't think he was getting at something. I want to see where he lands.
Laura, he was getting under your skin. What?
I invited him back up.
I did too.
Yeah, I'll be succinct and polite. The point is, thinking and words.
No.
Alright, I won't do it again. Come on up, John.
I mean, you could don't and say you did.
Yeah, I'm packing my bowl over here. The point is, words and thinking is really what you guys are doing, and that's technically the biggest problem in most people's lives. That what you really want to do is be free, not only of Clown House, but free of all security and financial and health problems. So until you guys actually start discussing, I guess, smart stuff, you guys are just literally in a pit hypnotizing each other.
Dick sucker, come and get your dick suckers here. John, you still talking?
What's wrong with that? What if we mutually agreed to hypnotize each other? I don't see the problem with that.
Yeah, man, maybe I want to sit in an infinite time loop with these fuckers.
Well, time is a concept. I'm just saying if you're a positive person and you speak words of positivity in here, that's great. But if there are people in here depressed, full of anxiety, or have health problems, and you're using negative speech, you have to turn your speech around. Words matter. The Hegelian dialectic is real. You can choose your words. You don't have to be gaslit or micromanaged with mood swings because of words. I do it intentionally to try to show how words emotionally disequilibrate you and upset you. But that is, it's a scam. I mean, and you're falling for it.
Am I the only one that's thoroughly confused?
I don't know. I'm looking up new books on Amazon.
I mean, I can.
That bro.
I'm just saying that all communication is hypnosis. If you allow me to hypnotize you, I can hypnotize you with very quick, positive neurolinguistic programming. Neurolinguistic programming is the secret to all education success.
You're not getting any headway in those rooms that you make, and that's why you come here.
No, I do. I'm doing research in my rooms. I'm sitting there listening to audiobooks by myself. What are you guys doing? You're hypnotizing yourself, talking about fucking poopy underpants and cutting your toenails in Poughkeepsie. I don't know what the fuck you losers talk about. It's stupid shit. It's chatter. It's fucking chit chat, useless discourse.
Go chatter yourself to the darker truth and go terrorize those people.
Oh, I get them all. You guys are the darker people. What are you talking about? You guys are the dark truth. You guys are the trenches.
You are all beautiful and smart. You both have voices that sound like ocean.
There you go.
From Remember,
Gosh darn it, people like me. I'm smart enough, I'm tall enough, and gosh darn it, people like me.
Cherries, are you regular white or are you some type of Asian mix?
what?
I was asking Cherries if she's just a regular white or some type of Asian mix.
She's Puerto Rican.
Puertorriqueña, señorita.
Yes, she is. No, Butch. We just take all the racially ambiguous people and we lump them into the Puerto Ricans.
What do you call a black Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican?
No.
Yeah, what kind of question is that?
El correctivo palabra es el burro loco.
Okay, stop cursing us.
Yo quiero español, estudio en colegio y la escuela de la secundaria para 4 años.
You know what I just realized?
Soy de un mexicano. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
I was rooting for you, John. My next wife probably will come from online activities because I'm just doing a lying and predicting my future.
Well, considering some patrons of the room think that all women are whores, I don't know how you're gonna manage that.
He aquí el Cordero de Dios,
How women are what?
pescado del mundo.
Whores.
Oh, whores.
Oh, thank you.
We owe it up on Clubhouse.
I said whores, not whores.
Again.
You got
Okay, this is horribly unhealthy, terribly toxic. This is Tiffany.
on different. The sex trafficking is literally only to where you're moving people from place to place, but you can still be in a sex business or industry and have, like you said, a hotel or whatever. It's like having a hostel or a what is those things called? Whatever.
Brothel.
I just said, yeah, brothel.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
want to call y'all's attention too. Also, where did those young girls who were separated from their mother, father, parents at the border, where was they taken to?
Oh my God, yeah. And how many of them left? I heard it was like 40,000.
They lost like 1,500 kids. I don't think they lost them.
No, they ain't lost. They know where they at. But, you know, a bunch of old white men done paid them. I'll house them over here for them. Till they get on their feet.
Well,
that's gonna take years.
I don't know how this is going to turn out with this 13-year-old, because obviously somebody she wasn't 13. I keep saying 13, but it happened, she came out in 2016. So by that time, when I looked at the documents, she was probably in her late 20s at that point, close to 30. So the thing about it is, they got to her, right? And she got pregnant off of this relationship she had, or rape she had with Donald, because she told in the transcripts that he threw the money at her for an abortion. And, that sounds just about right. She described his house. She described what she was.
Lisa, that's not a relationship. A 13-year-old can't agree to no relationship with a grown man.
No, I meant sexual relations.
Well, in that case, you would call it rape and molesting. He molested her. She was underage.
Yeah, it can't be no consensual shit going on with a 13-year-old.
Right.
But like you said, they're gonna say that the age of consent is 13, what it is, but it's just not in Florida nor
nowhere in the States is that low. I think now you might be able to get married, but that has to be the parents writing off with like arranged marriage. But that's when you're written off like through your parents, not you just doing some shit on your own. That's not how that shit goes.
Yeah, so that's what we were trying to investigate.
Just nasty ass men. That's who they are.
So what the plan is to get to print out the whole transcript. Hopefully it's not 99 pages like the 2025 project, and just go through it and highlight all the cases, especially dealing with her, because it is in the transcripts. So just reading it and going through it, and then maybe we'll do a Saturday room on that bullshit.
Oh, Catherine says he has it.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, let's go.
You don't think that is going to sway folks from
Hell no.
performance?
No, that's not gonna sway votes from the MAGA people. They're gonna be like,
Yeah.
Well, we got someone in here. Oh, wait.
I think we need to get our heads.
Oh, he's still here.
My head is already out of sand. I think most folks in here should get their heads out of the sand. Joe Biden is a good man. He had a good 4 years, but it's time for him to pass the torch.
Yeah, let him lose rightfully then. At November.
That's the problem. He can't lose. It's so easy to see that.
Man, but okay, go ahead. Let me stop. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ben.
No. The thing is, I was all for Joe Biden until that debate. I was really all for him, like 100%. I'll go out for it. But after that, I think someone said something about optics of what he's done. Yeah, it's a 50-50 thing. What he's done makes up 50% of it. He's up. If he had just come out in that debate and acted a little bit stronger than he acted in that debate, I think everybody would be for him. But right now, everybody's thinking, oh, he's not capable, he's so weak, it's going to fall off someday, and I don't know.
You keep thinking, you and others keep thinking.
Right, I don't know how you're going to convince the independents that he is going to be around for 4 more years to rule this country.
If they're already confused, they're already confused. That's why they're independent.
Yes.
No, don't say that. No. I'm an independent, and there's no confusion.
All he has to be here. He don't have to be here for 4 more years. Wait,
10 years.
Wait, y'all. He don't have to be here for 4 more years. He just has to make it through the election, okay? He ain't got to be here for 4. We got Kamala can do the rest of it.
One April just said that he wasn't going to even give it to Kamala because he's so.
Well, if he croaks, he will have to. Okay.
Oh, if he's now you're relying on him to die.
I'm just saying.
Y'all are all over the place. Y'all
sound right now.
So let me ask Ben a question. Can I ask?
Kat, you were saying undecided independent voters, right, Kat?
You said what?
Like, what you were mentioning, like undecided independent voters, like the ones that haven't made a decision. Like,
listen, first of all, let me just be clear. Let me say this. Democrats are the most wishy-washy people. They don't know if they're coming or if they're going. if anybody loses this election, if Biden loses this election, it wouldn't be because of Biden's 90 minutes of speech, right? It would be because the Democrats can't see the bigger picture, or are refusing to see the bigger picture, that Kamala is actually who is going to be president of America. However, they cannot come out and tell you guys that, right? And because she won't win those votes by herself, the money that's being raised isn't going to be passed on to anybody else but him. So they need to gather themselves and do the right thing and support their candidate. Why isn't anybody asking for Trump to step down? If Biden is stepping down, so should Trump. When Mitch was frozen, how many goddamn times, how many of you told him to step away from his office? It doesn't matter. The fact that we're talking about age, the fact is, we're talking about the fact that these individuals are old people who should be playing with their grandchildren and should be in the political arena to begin with anyway. That's the fact. But if you're going to ask for Biden to step down, you should also be asking for the 34-time convicted felon, pussy-grabbing rapist to step down.
Well, we're asking for him to step down, but we don't count. We're not Republicans.
For the leaders of the free world,
I mean, are you asking the question? Or
let's look at the optics of this for 1 second, right? The leaders of the free world making grand decisions for Americans and everybody else. A rapist, a felon, a crude, basic comprehension skills he doesn't have, cannot comprehend 8th grade level of politics, and this is who is deserving of serving your nation?
But Kat, you're saying it like you're talking to people in here that
I'm talking to Ben.
Ben?
He's the one who said Trump
Ben doesn't agree with Trump becoming president. His point was that now we have these two unfit people, and then
but he's asking for one to come off the race, though.
I would give my right hand for Trump, not my right hand though, for Trump not to be the president. I am panicked and I am scared that with everything that's happened in the past 10 days, that Joe Biden, he was already trailing Trump in the polls. The polls might be accurate on that, but he was already trailing Trump in the polls. If you go back to the same time in 2020, he was leading Trump by anywhere from 4 to 8 points. And even when we had the election, he underperformed by the 4 points. So right now, before the debate, and after the debate, he's even more behind. So that's why I'm really, really scared that he is gonna fucking be this fucking stubborn old man with his ego, not want to drop out for a younger person, younger Kamala, and a heterosexual white southern dude for Kamala's vice president, and he's gonna hand this shit to Trump in November, and then we're fucked. Like really, really fucked.
No.
Democrats go do their due diligence and do what they're supposed to do, we won't be fucked.
It's not just Democrats that have to put him over the line. He has to have independents. He needs to have young people vote for him. He needs to have some of the never Trumpers vote for him. It's just not the Dems. The independents have to vote too, and the young people have to vote.
All right, with the independents who also have to vote, are the independents looking at the rogue justices, or are they looking at the president who stood there for 90 minutes, answered the question, was a little bit slower?
You know what?
That is really what we're voting for. The democracy of America, right? With the 5 rogue justices. Are the independents taking that into consideration in their decision making?
Are you talking to me, or are you just making a general statement? No, because I'm an independent.
I'm speaking generally because you guys saying they have to convince the independents, right?
Right. You have to convince people who are independent to vote for a person.
Are the independents thinking about the 5 justices?
I heard that.
I heard that. And are the Democrats thinking about that too? Do you think that just because, all this stuff is going on, that everybody supports Biden? It's just weird. They think he's not competent. When you think someone is not competent, that's when you start going, well, goddamn, what else can we do? Some people who are not as savvy as you, Kat, will decide to sit at home, or either vote down to the bottom and skip the president. Not as savvy as you. So the question needs to be asked, how is Biden going to get out there and get these people off the couch? It's no one's undecided. The ones who's thinking that he is incompetent, the one who's thinking, well, I can't vote for Trump and I can't vote for Biden. He needs those people. So what is the DNC gonna do from today on, besides calling into Morning Joe on the phone at 3:00 in the morning? What's the plan?
What's the plan, Shane? Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, because I think the same people that voted that got him in the first time should show back up and vote for him again. Plus, some extras that he helped out. I mean, his resume speaks for itself. I don't even see what the problem is. Like,
true.
People are taking this an hour worth of a speech, and now they're just all coming out of the bat cave crazy as hell. Like, his resume still speaks for itself and what he's done, and now y'all won't let him go over one bad night of talking. I'm not with that. Like, if I was imagine me or one of y'all saying y'all running for a public office or something, and then you get on there promoting and you have a little crazy cough or whatever it is, and everybody just turn their back on you, even though you have a resume filled up with things that you have done that you can visually touch and see, and it's on paper, and you talking to someone versus someone who's a convicted felon that has nothing to go for, and yet y'all want the man that with the resume and all the compliments to leave, and nobody complains about the 34th time felon that I believe
they are complaining about that. So for the next 4 months, I keep asking you guys, and no one's coming up with an answer. For the next 4 months, what are we supposed, or what should we look out as an independent, young people who haven't decided to go ahead and vote for an older man? What should we be looking for the next 4 months? What's the plan?
Hold on, man. My plan is to vote for Biden. I don't have
What's Biden's plan? What's Biden's plan?
Well, can I point to what Lisa Quinton was just saying quickly? Quinton, I know you follow Plies on social media, right? He's one of the most outspoken rapper that talks about both sides, right? And he's clearly for Biden. However, every time he posts things, if you run through the comments, you will see how many people who do not know Biden's resume. I literally had to post the 2 pages that I used for my Sunday show the other day under his comments when somebody said to him, tell me 20 things Biden has done and I would vote for him. And I had to and it's not my job because I don't work for the Biden campaign or any of that stuff. So not everybody takes the time to do the due diligence and read and say, okay, these are the things that he's accomplished. He had a bad night, and so we must look to that. No, these people don't read. What are we doing about those people who
fuck them people then?
Hold on one second. Hold on. What do we do about those people who look to Waka Flocka, the pussy red, brown, butterhole, whatever the girl's name is with the nasty, disgusting stuff? That's her. People who look applied, people who look
get her name right.
I can only associate her with the disgusting song. You know what I'm saying? Her. But people, hold on one second, let me finish my point, please. What do we do to people who choose to look up to those individuals who are not role models, but they have a following, and people listen to what they say?
So
you know what I'm saying? So how do we fix that problem?
I'm so happy you brought this up. Look, he had one job to fix what you were just saying right now, tout his accomplishments and highlight the deficiencies of Trump. He had it on that debate stage where 51 million people watched it, but he didn't do it. Now it's all fine and dandy that we have our rooms here in Clubhouse where we have 200 people, 300 people join, or we post something on Twitter where 230,000 people watch it, but that's not 51 million people. The one chance he had to highlight that on stage, he fumbled that chance. I don't think it's going to be, unless they have another debate, which I think if they have another debate, they might now have about 60 million people watch it, which is very risky for us to have a debate for him because we don't know how he's going to be on that debate stage, a second one. But unless we have that kind of debate, I don't see any other forum where he can sell his accomplishment to a very wide audience. It's not going to be on the, I mean, I've watched a few rallies he's had on Twitter, 130,000 people, 160,000 people. That is way different for 51 million people. Even if he has his on-site rallies, 10,000 people, 5,000, that is very different from 51 million people. So tell me what other forum where we are going to sell what he started. That's why I say,
hold on a second. But Ben, people watch the debate with a preconceived notion that the man was an old man. That was foregone conclusion.
And he validated it. He validated
you know, regardless of how he performed, that was a foregone conclusion. So we
ain't watched the news thinking we're going to see an old ass man. No, I did not.
Right, yeah. Put that on
I was watching the news trying to see Biden, the same Biden that I thought he was, not no old ass man. That's not true. That's not true.
Lisa, take a poll, guys. This is your.
We can take a poll.
Take
who
a poll,
was watching the debate?
Did you guys not already knew he was old? Weren't people already saying old, Sleepy Joe? Were people not already?
No, you said old ass stumbling man. It's a difference. There's a difference between an old man and an old man who can't get it up no more. That's two different men.
That's not what I said.
Two different men.
That's not what I said.
So everybody knew they were going to see an old Joe Biden. He didn't get no younger. He didn't run to the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
So we were looking for him to stand up there and say and be Joe that we know, not Joe that we don't know. And he stood up there and he looked like an old man. It's a difference. You have met men who are older. Some can still get it.
I thought I was looking for him to fight back because when he's debated Trump in the past, you know, he's been able to come back with, you know, responses to whatever he was saying. And on this last debate night, he was not. And I also think, you know, since then or before then, we had people, especially younger people and lots of different people in different communities that are upset over the money that we're sending out of the country for these wars. So it was already an uphill battle. So he to overcome those.
Yeah.
Nah.
Even if they make any point, say one shit or one idea or make any point but just sounded strong, even if he was blah 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 and sounded strong, I think he would have overcome that first. What most Americans had in mind that he was an old guy and that couldn't really move and was always moving around. I feel like he had one job to do: just sound strong. You could make 10% points in that, but the rest of the 90% is just you standing strong on stage. He would have won that debate. But he couldn't do that. He didn't make points. He made some points.
Sound strong mentally. Mentally, he needs to sound strong.
He did not. He might have made some points, and people say, "Oh, go back and read the transcript." Who reads in America? I don't even. I'm not even gonna. I don't even read my emails.
Stop that bullshit. Who reads in America? Come on, man.
Like you know these young people are not going to read that damn transcript. Please.
No, I'm just saying. But he's like, but it ain't the first time he done made a statement acting like Americans is fucking stupid. We don't do.
Oh, okay, Ben. No, we can't be on the stupid American. You can't be on the stupid American train. But can I just? Hold on, Ben. Hold on. If to Lynette's point,
mysterious sound. What you hear? Spiritual precipitation. Now let it penetrate. Cannot hear it with your ears. You have to hear it with you. Let this sound pass
This will be helping with his first resume. We found something.
Just remember that it's all for you. Never forget that it's all for you. Oh, he loves you, so he would not do anything that is harmful to you. This Father. This is all improvisation, you know. Everything you hear here, we are doing it for you. We have not rehearsed a thing. We never know what we're going to get into. We live in the eternal now. When we get there, somehow it always happens, man. It's a new sound, see? You're going to hear at the same time, believe it or not, that we hear. And together, if we can cross that barrier of the eternal now space and have some kind of communication in this place, I think, children, you're going to get off. And I ain't going to lay no trip on your head. Don't worry, babies. No, I'm just going to speak wisdom to you. For I am the one known as wisdom and love. Yeah, I'm the father you all wanted. Never thought you had, but you do have. See, whenever you're in a little bit of trouble, a little bit of consternation, don't know what's going on, he always sends one to check it out. I'm not Jesus or nothing. You're that. Yod-He, Shem-Vah-He. This is all improvisation, you know. Everything you hear here, we are doing it for you. We have not rehearsed a thing. We never know what we're going to get into. We live in the eternal now. When we get there, somehow it always happens, man. It's a new sound,
Send me
see?
a pic.
You're going to hear at the same time, believe it or not, that we hear. And together, if we can cross that barrier of the eternal now space and have some kind of communication in this place, I think, children, you're going to get off. And I ain't going to lay no trip on your head. Don't worry, babies. No, I'm just going to speak wisdom to you. For I am the one known as wisdom and love.
Voting for no goddamn person. I'm not only voting for the policies. And the presidency is not a gift. For you to get up there and say only God's going to tell you to step down, I found that offensive as well. He should have said the people, if the people want me to step down. Nothing about no God.
Why can't he bring God into this? That's crazy.
like fucking Trump right now.
No.
Trump said some dumb shit. Trump studied God, put him there. It's just like they keep relying on God and Martin Luther King. Hold on for a second. It's true though. Don't laugh, Q. Every time we turn around, it's either God or Christ. I think it's gonna happen. I thought about you guys when I heard this.
I'm
clip.
riding with Big Joe to the end. Let's go.
Oh, you sound like this clip. I wonder if this is you talking.
We over the weekend from retired General Russell Honore that I got a pretty good kick out of. He was basically just telling these Democrats shut the hell up and get your game face on and focus on the task. And let's see if I can pull the beat up. And if you guys got, go ahead and pull it up. This is right here where he laid out. Please stop pissing on yourself. He went on and on and on, laying this whole thing out in terms of what Democrats should be doing. He cut right to the chase, the same way he did when he hit the ground in New Orleans during after Hurricane.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right here for a second. If you guys don't know, Russell L. Honore, who he's talking to, that general that helped with that storm.
Hey, is that Ronald? Fuck, what's his name?
Roland Martin.
Roland Martin.
Yeah, this is Roland Martin. He has his live shows on right now, but this was from.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a fan of his. Yeah,
me too. I'm a big fan. So Russell Honore was the one who helped with the storm that was in Louisiana. Y'all remember that? Okay, he helped get all the people out, or whatever. He was in charge of the ground, telling everybody where to go. I don't even know how to explain it. But anywho, his tweet was #Democrats. Stop pissing on yourself. It is what it is. The other guy is a lying convicted felon awaiting another court appearance next week. The #MAGA Republicans went to court with him. Get your ass off the ground and circle the wagons. Save our democracy. Help get out the vote. That's a good way for you guys to win. And focus, learn, adopt, and overcome. Focus on winning the war. Stop beating your guy and focus on the lying criminal. And then he went about 3,000 people. So let me go back to Roland Martin. That's what he actually said. Roland wasn't going to read the whole thing.
He joins us right now. And General, glad to have you here. I mean, my goodness, these folks really do need somebody with some guts, somebody with an attitude to whip them into shape and to realize you calling for Biden to step down after one debate. I don't recall the New York Times or the Land Journal-Constitution saying Donald Trump should step down after he was found guilty of sexually assaulting a woman and found guilty of 34 felonies.
Absolutely. Circle the wagon. And in the war, you're going to lose a battle. But you adapt, you overcome, and you win the war. Losing a battle, if you hadn't lost the battle, you hadn't done anything. And that was a battle loss, but it's an opportunity because they allowed the convicted felon that's running for the White House to spend an hour and a half spewing lies. I don't think he said one thing that was true. As opposed to the Democrats circle the wagon and focus on the lies of the convicted criminal, they beat their own guy up. And I wish James Carville and that Obama crowd and that Clinton crowd that did all the time on television, shut the hell up. If you're not going to support Biden, shut the hell up. Attack the other guy. If you can't say nothing good, shut the hell up and focus on the other guy. That's what we got to do and get the vote out. Bring out young people excited about coming out. The young people can save the democracy in the United States. And that's what we need to be talking about.
General, I've never served in the military because I don't do well taking orders. But when it comes to debating, when it comes to being all the offensive, I am a firm believer of attack, attack, attack. And that's exactly what you're saying here. That man stood there and lied over and over and over and over again. And you heard Biden say, hey, I might not walk as fast as I used to. I may not talk as smooth as I used to, but damn it, I tell the truth. And you don't sit here and let a fluid liar get away with it.
Absolutely. You know, because they just told can't be in the Army. We're about to let this guy be commander-in-chief again. And we let these talking folks who are on TV now beating their own guy up, beat the other guy up. I mean, experienced politicians have said this throughout the year. Don't talk about your own team, talk about the other guy. And we've lost some opportunities. Some of the crime going on in the debate analysis. I had to turn the damn thing off for 2 days. Watching some names that you and I both recognize, people we know that we've conversed with, come on TV damn near crying over the debate, while the other guy allowed the line for an hour and a half. They said nothing about that. They beat up on their own guy. Hey, look, the other side, they got this down. They'll support a liar. They went to court with him. This guy being convicted of grabbing women by the parts. He's been convicted in court. So, and he's going to be the commander-in-chief. He couldn't even join the Army with his criminal record.
Well, and the thing that also jumps out at me here, when you talk about the line, the man sat there and just lied about the military, lied about support, lied about what he claims he did not say, and then lied about even Ukraine and Putin. Y'all go ahead and roll it.
Former President Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin says he'll only end this war if Russia keeps the Ukrainian territory it has already claimed and Ukraine abandons its bid to join NATO. Are Putin's terms acceptable to
our veterans and our soldiers? Can't that we've ever had. They can't. The real president, the president that knew that was like Putin, he would have never invaded Ukraine. A lot of people are dead right now, much more than people know. You know, they talk about numbers. You can double those numbers, maybe triple those numbers. He did nothing to stop it. In fact, I think he encouraged Russia from going in. I'll tell you what happened. He was so bad with Afghanistan. It was such...
Who literally said to NATO, hey, if y'all don't pay up, Putin can do whatever the hell y'all want. And then in that debate, he lied about that. He lied. He said, oh, when he talked about losers and suckers, he said, oh, I fired that general. I never said that. General John Kelly, a retired four-star, confirmed Donald Trump said that. And you know what, General Honore? I really wish General Kelly would have the guts, stop hiding behind a quiet confirmation. I wish General Kelly would come out and give a major speech and let it come out of his own mouth what Donald Trump said, because I think people would listen to that man, especially serving as his chief of staff and being a four-star general, if he told American people what Trump said about our troops who were killed in battle.
I agree with you. It needs to come out of his mouth. It also needs to be repeated the number of high officials that worked for Trump that are in jail or on their way to jail, and the number of high officials that collectively signed a letter saying he should be nowhere near the White House again, to include all of his two of his national security advisors say he should never be in the White House again. He's not to be trusted. He took classified documents and put them in a bathroom. He showed them around
Okay, they're getting ready to call Trump's record. But that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear the Democrats on this stage say. That they're going to go out there and fight like hell and make sure that all of his particular platform is being repeated over and over to the people who need to hear it, and just get loud. Get loud. All this, whispering and all this, I don't know what we should do, and everybody, and sending letters. It's just weird. We're not going to get the young people. We're not going to get the people that we need to push us over and change these polls. Even though we don't believe in polls, somebody is being polled. Somebody out there is being polled. And most of the people, yeah, you want to vote for Biden, but can he win? That's the goal.
Well, he's your only option, so he has to win. So, it's either him or we about to go to hell for a few. Meet y'all in hell on the other side.
Even with the bad debate, he's not that far behind in polling as people say or think.
All right, so let me go to the polling right now.
Every other damn day.
I'm going to pull the polls up right now.
And look, April, I haven't been polled one time, so I'm trying to figure out who they polling so much that they getting all these numbers. But I haven't took no polls. Have anybody?
Oh, there was a study today that was released that the people who answered their phone the most with these non-contact phone calls to come up on my phone, I don't even answer it. If you're not in my contacts, I don't answer it. If they said are Republicans, I guess Republicans ain't got nothing to do but pick up calls that says spam or unidentified. I mean, I don't do that.
Well, they vote for Trump, so now that explains that, doesn't it?
See, I'm like, I'm voting it, and I haven't been polled, and somebody asked me who am I voting for, or if I'm voting. Like, so I don't believe all this poll shit, because they missing out on me and a bunch of other people I know they ain't answered no poll question. That's going to come out, that comes out and vote every year, or every time.
They're sending them on your phone as well, because I'm getting them on my phone as well.
That's what I'm saying. Even on my phone, I haven't taken no polls on my phone, do no mail, do the internet on my laptop. I haven't took no polls nowhere. So I'm saying, like, people like me, I haven't been polled, but I know I'm voting. I know I'm gonna go vote this year. I know who I'm voting for, and the people around me, I know who they voting for, and we haven't been polled in no way. So I'm just saying that these polls sound good and everything, but they're not touching everybody, or everybody's not getting this poll, because I haven't been asked anything. So, and I'm gonna go out there and vote. So it's a percentage of us. I don't know how many, but that's gonna vote without being polled still.
My niece.
All right, so go ahead.
My niece is 17 years old. About 3 weeks ago, a canvasser came to our door and asked for her directly, and was asking her questions about being Republican and all this other stuff. My niece, she's brand new to the game. She has not had the opportunity to vote yet. She just had her birthday, so now she's 18. And we didn't have maybe I think about 3 Republican campaigners come to the door. And so far we had 1 Democratic campaigner for someone who's Democratic come to the door. But ever since I changed to independent last year, I've been getting calls from Republicans, letters, and emails. The Democrats ain't sending me shit. That's a problem.
Or do you say it's a problem because?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, ladies first.
I get polls daily. I get mostly from Democrats, but I get from Republicans too, and I always send back a little nasty note. But yes, I get polled all the time.
Okay, so I just pulled up the CNN poll, and it's not. The poll is Biden's not leading anywhere, just to put it that way. President Biden was trailing former President Donald Trump a bit within the margin of error in many national and battleground polls before Biden's debate debacle, it says. Now Biden is trailing by 1 to 2 points more in some surveys, but the movement is still within the margin of error, and further votes reflect a radical altered race. Though, in our polarized and tightly divided politics, the campaign could very well hinge on such margins. So, talking about he's not going nowhere. To take the national polls, Trump was ahead before the debate. Trump was ahead of Biden by 1 point among likely voters in the CBS News YouGov poll. Now his lead. So Trump is leading him by 2 points.
Are you scared of that?
No, I'm not scared of that. I'm not scared of that at all. I'm just.
Or is anybody scared of it?
No, it's just crazy how with Trump, with all these jackets we keep putting on him, that it's even a race. He shouldn't be. He should be polling like 50 points. But Trump is running neck and neck with Biden, who's almost saved the world. How is that possible?
Uneducated motherfuckers ain't reading, just headline readers and listen to shit that ain't true. You know, a lot of this shit will have you fooled. For that being on Clubhouse, people like, oh, I only get my information from Clubhouse. Yeah, you know, motherfuckers just tripping because just like people are headline readers. They ain't doing no fucking research or to know what's going on in the real world. So it is what it is, you know.
But
you let the night keep going on. Go ahead, Arlene.
Even headline readers, though, Quentin, should know that Trump has 34, crimes under his belt now, and things aren't looking good. So, just the fact that they could even be anywhere in the same stratosphere says to me that, he's not the right candidate. I mean, he cannot elocute the reason why people should vote for him. And we really shouldn't take this for granted at all. When in 2020, our economy was in free fall and people were scared of dying of COVID. And, Trump was prancing around like some kind of idiot with the whole thing. That present danger is no longer there. And people have very short memories. Like they actually will come out and say that, they were financially better off during Trump's administration, which is patently false unless you make more than 400,000. So, I mean, at this point, I don't even know what to say. I am just trying not to cry in my Merlot because I really thought we were smarter than this, but I guess we're not.
Don't come in here crying now. And that's the thing, like people that think that the Trump tax plan benefited, the middle class. And we sat here, I've been in here plenty of rooms where I've heard people say no, but people felt like they got richer to do Trump with Trump's tax plans. But even the numbers, the facts will tell you that if you're not, a wealthy person, it didn't benefit you at all. But people, hang on that hat too. Like, no, it did benefit you, woo de woo. But it's just like you obviously didn't read then or don't know what you're saying. So, I can't. I heard earlier they was like, how can we get to the people who don't know how to read or are unintelligent? I'm just like, fuck them people. Like, we can't sit here and try to take in every single person for that's just because they don't know or think you gonna sit down and teach them something. They gonna just take it and then say, yeah, I'm voting for Biden. Like, does anybody got that type of time to give away to be trying to teach your people in your community? Are y'all gonna do that? If not, I'm just like, fuck them. They can't have the time to sit down and read for themselves. Then what we doing?
Well, I told a lady here on Clubhouse, she's like, I can't stand Joe Biden's taxes. They're making life so hard for me. And I'm like, this is not Joe Biden's taxes that we're dealing with. It's still Trump's. Well, I don't care. I still hate Biden. Okay. All right, dumbass.
Y'all ever seen that video where they're making a statement and they're saying, well, Biden did this and they be like, oh, my bad, that was Trump type thing. It was like I think it was SNL skit or whatever they was doing on the main street with people. It's like if Biden did it, it's all bad. Kick him out, fire him, lock him up. But if Trump did it, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's okay. I mean, we all make mistakes. They was giving every excuse in the world for Trump, but they ain't giving none to Biden. And that's what I think we're dealing with in real life, with people in Clubhouse or in this real life that people talk to. Is like people are just biased. Like if they hear Trump,
you have to blame the DNC. This is their messaging. This is their mess. Because people need to be out here knowing what the policies are, knowing what affected them, knowing what. Because you heard yesterday in that room, y'all were on stage. First, there was not calling anybody out, but his name started with an L. Not just him, but just so many of these quote unquote either younger or youngish people are walking around here, don't know nothing about what's happened in the policies. They're talking about stuff either they heard on TikTok or at the barbershop, because every time they open their mouth, it doesn't even make sense. And we all grasping our collar and our pearls and shit, or our ass on the bottom of the chair. It's like, how the fuck did you don't know this? This is like wild. 3.5 years. We're not talking about 3 months. 3.5 years. All of us know somebody or should know somebody who needs this goddamn insulin. 90% of black people got diabetes. That shit is one big thing. I was like, hallelujah. Then we all know someone who's had some of the billions of dollars written off.
But do we see the head of the DNC out there saying shit?
No, they need to fire his black ass. And then what is it? The CBC, what is it called? Congressional Black Caucus. Now, bless y'all's heart, you were at the Essence Festival with Kamala. But Maxine, Auntie Maxine, and all these older women, they gonna vote for Biden. They gonna vote for blue. They gonna blue no matter who, no matter where, no matter what.
Real.
It's real. They've been in the Congressional Black Caucus. I mean, bless their hearts, okay? But you gotta reach beyond your base for us to win. And if it's marginal winning, what did Trump say? Unless they win bigly, meaning that it's a blowout. He wasn't gonna accept it. They gonna say, right, Matt, you guys gonna be in here first thing in the morning and talk about how it was rigged. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, you know that's what they come with, how rigged it is.
It's gonna be rigged. It's just so much work to be done in 4 months.
That's what I'm saying. And for y'all to ask somebody to swap out, whether it is Camilla or not, for somebody to swap out later of a time and then they gonna run up a well, I ain't saying it's gonna be hard to run up a bag, but to get everybody to know her name and know what she's done. When everybody, I know, but I've heard a lot of Democrats sat here and say last night, or not just last night, but past few nights, oh, but she's arresting black men at a high rate. She did all these negative things. A lot of our people just don't fuck with her for whatever their reasons are. Especially you from California, they really don't like her. So I'm not saying I don't have a problem with voting for her. I'll vote for her.
California would vote anyway.
You said, oh, maybe. Listen, I'm not. Don't call me an expert. I'm just saying the complaints I hear on her.
As our state as a U.S. senator.
She went from prosecutor to senator in the state. So if she was doing such a bad job as a prosecutor, things on that, why'd they vote her ass in to be represent them in the Senate in California?
But that's what I'm saying. But then that's what I'm saying. That's where the headline readers come in, because then you realize, like I heard that she took down the tobacco company, and she really was doing good deeds. But people, when I first heard her name and what she was, it was nothing but all negative stuff coming out of people's mouths. With like, oh, she's locking black men up and on petty charges X, Y, and Z. It's like, but then you really learn about the stuff she's done. It's like, oh, she's not bad at all. She's someone you should vote for her. But trying to get that through these thick ass heads do we got time to be doing that? It's like, man,
I don't know. It's a messaging issue right now, just to get him over the hump. I don't want to wake up tomorrow, like that song says, and find that there's nobody there. We're gonna wake up November the 6th.
He's gonna let April sing my song.
The first day. Okay, so should we spend the next 3 months in this room and on Clubhouse destroying Trump? I mean, what is the game plan here?
I think you should spend
ignore
next 3 months.
Sleepy Joe and switch over to destroying Trump?
Yeah, well, you should dedefinitely support Sleepy Joe, but I think you should speak on what he's gotten done in his first 4 years. Like, we need to speak on his accomplishments, because that's what people don't seem to understand is the account of him and Camilla, excuse me.
Hey,
both of their
So for the 4 people who are going to be in my room,
4 people for what?
To review Biden's policies. I don't know what kind of.
No, I said what he's already got accomplished.
That's what I'm saying. If we have rooms on what Biden has accomplished, so for the 4 people who are going to be in here,
oh shit!
I'll make sure it's a short room, because as soon as I put in the title,
people don't know.
Biden's accomplishments. There's another room.
Well, exactly. Well, you can't. You say you tried, right?
I'm going to the room of how black women
can I jump
pay
in?
half for their dinner.
Can I jump in real quick? What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, bro?
How y'all doing? So another thing you need to consider, another thing you got to consider, Lisa, is people are taking the bait on Trump saying he has nothing to do with Heritage Foundation and Project 2025. Now, there's a whole viral movement where people are like, nah, you heard what he said. He said he don't got nothing to do with it. And they're believing it. So that right there is also very dangerous. They're like, yeah, it's fear mongering. They're trying to scare you to vote blue. And Biden is
I don't know if you've already got the research on the connection, because I have it. I was saving it. I have a folder which has the connections between him, the founder of the Heritage Foundation, the 2025 project, all of them. I have the connections, how they're overlapping. So I was going to save that for when we figured out who the fuck was going to be on the ticket, because I thought, once again, I was wrong. I'm losing all my Bitcoins.
Girl,
all my Bitcoins. He got up this morning at 6 a.m. and just decided he was going to say, he's saying it again, 6 a.m. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kat, go ahead.
Go ahead, Kat, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, Lisa, I was saying I have all the connections, how he's connected with all the names and the people, places, times, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's really, that is out there. It's so easy. And it's not easy to find. Just follow, what's his name?
Which is why I've been saying, the longest time. It almost feels like we now have to do the work because we want to see the change. We can't rely on his campaign to get the message out there. Like, there's so many channels on TikTok. I send them to April and JD all the time. The people are holding lives on TikTok live. There's the young group that you keep talking about. They do a split screen of Biden on one side and Trump, and they're holding debates, the teenagers, the young adults on TikTok, several channels. This is all they do all day long. And I'm feeling like we might need to jump on that same bandwagon to gather more, because even what's his name, Cohen does a live making sure people come onto the Biden side. He tells people, excuse me.
Who's Cohen?
The man who went to jail with Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a podcast.
He hosts a TikTok live every evening.
Oh, he has a TikTok live. I didn't know that part.
He has a TikTok live every evening. He talks about Trump. He tells you exactly what you need to know. In fact, the other day he said it out of his mouth. He goes, nobody called out Mitch McConnell when Mitch was stuck 4 times, but here we are calling Biden for 90 minutes.
Oh, the hell we did.
He did, right? He said that, and he goes, I'd rather have somebody who's old and answers question and is slow than a convicted felon, and he went in. So we now have to do the job that they've fallen behind doing, because otherwise it's just not going to work the way we want it to work. We can't ask for when are they going to do this. It is now on us to send the message out to these people.
Well, when are y'all gonna do that? Yeah, because the way I see it, I say like they got the 2025 broken down to high points on social media now, where
they sure do.
People are sharing it now quick as hell. Like even when he's saying he don't know it, they got like 3 or 4. They got pages you can post with like 3 or 4 pages. Maybe they have the 2025 plans. Him saying he can't do it, but then another post showing that he knew all about it. So that right there is covered. I just think people got to take this shit back to elementary school, make it easy to read, make it Biden's a compliment, easy to read and know dates and what he did and how it helped the community, whether it's black people or overall the American community population. And just keep it that simple and roll down the things that he did and things that he will do coming 2024 and beyond. And just keep it simple. Like how you see that 2025 plan lined up on social media now, it ain't going through all the details, like the headlines and then all the details. It just gives you the headlines. Like Plies shared it. I think DL Hughley shared it. A couple other pages that have come from big superstars have shared it. But that's what people need to be sharing about, not just about the 2025 plan with Trump, but about Biden's accomplishments and realize what can happen for the next 4 years if we keep him in, and keep it simple.
Well, ever since Taraji P. Henson said it at the BET, it's been the most searched, Googled word
That's good.
Since that moment. So people are starting to look. See how you have to listen, wait for celebrity to tell you do some shit? So
Right.
I'm happy that she did do it, and maybe more of them, since that's who we listen to, should come out and say, give those little TikTok moments, those YouTube breakdowns or whatever. But you're right, it's everywhere. It's hard to miss.
Mm-hmm.
But we can do that because I have everything to do those rooms, but I just realized is that room, and not worried about numbers. Everybody's worried about, forget the numbers. If it's just 5 people in here, and what I would like to do is a part of the 2025 project that affects my community. All of it does, but it does narrow it down to like militarizing your local police. When he said he's going to do that, what areas do you think he was talking about? He damn sure wasn't talking about Beverly Hills. So just doing that and eliminating the Board of Education, soon as that was mentioned yesterday, do you see how it popped off and everybody was talking at one time and somebody said it should be eliminated? Somebody, a kinfolk?
Oh, I ain't somebody heard agreed to. Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, talking about they need to fire all them blacks.
Yeah, it's always a dummy in the room that's gonna want to agree some shit they don't know nothing about. Yeah, take it away. We don't need it.
Yeah,
I heard them say that same thing about affirmative action, saying we can make it on our own morale. It's like you see all these women and men getting fired from leadership positions. It's like, yeah, where's that morale at? Y'all getting fired. So
yeah, I was one of those people, and I admitted it that I was. So.
Oh, you was. Oh my God, Lisa.
Yeah, I went to sleep. I went to sleep at night thinking that was a really good idea because I was so tired of people going, "Oh, you got this job because of affirmative action. You got into school because of affirmative action." And I kept saying, "Well, regardless if I did or not, there's no affirmative action exams that they gave me versus anyone else. There's no affirmative action document program."
My pockets.
Right. It's just weird, but if you guys think that that's the road that we need to start going down until November, I mean, shit.
Yeah,
I think it's important. Just 2 points. One point is it's interesting. You mentioned Taraji since she mentioned it on the awards. I was listening to KJLH, which is the radio station that Stevie Wonder owns out of LA. I was listening to it this morning, and they were talking about Project 2025 and telling people they need to get out and vote, or they will be back in slavery if they don't.
Oh my God!
Who said this, Lynette? Who's saying this?
This is one of the DJs on KJLH, a radio station out of Los Angeles.
Stevie Wonder owns it.
Going back to slavery.
I'm trying to tell y'all this. Yeah. When they deport every illegal or anybody that looks like they came across the border from Mexico or other South American countries, who do you think is going to do the work that those people been doing?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm telling
Poor
you,
whites.
I thought that was really interesting.
No, those are the black jobs. Y'all get
the fact that Biden.
Hold on. Let me finish,
hold on. Let me just finish. His radio station has a huge reach, so I was really actually happy that I heard them talking about it this morning. But also, BAPAC, each month we have Dr. Miller. He's one of our presidents of one of our regions here in California. He does what he calls Politics 101. So he goes over all the issues every month. He does it by Zoom. We have all of our chapters. They invite people, regardless of where they are in California, along with, of course, they do voter registration type of events. But the education part is so very, very important. And so he leads that effort. And he had one just a couple of days ago, and it was amazing. And they talked about Project 2025. They talked about Trump and his, they give you options because, we should be non-biased. But, of course, we support all of our candidates that are in California, and the majority of them
African American candidates are Democrats. So we support the initiatives that they are supporting as well. So that's it for me.
Okay, so let me make
Lisa,
an
I have a couple
announcement.
questions for you.
Hold
That's
on,
okay.
hold on, you guys. Moving forward, then Monday through Friday, we will do the election drama, all the cooning and the jumping up and down and all everything that's happening. Because Donaldson, did you guys? Okay, I'll let you go, Laura. You guys heard about Donaldson and I forgot the other one, who's on a tour called Cognac and Cigars.
Yeah, Lisa, I sent you a video there last week.
You did?
Yeah, when they got ran out of Atlanta.
Wasn't that
Okay,
where
so
he said that Jim Crow era was basically better for black families? Wasn't
no,
that
this was
the-
another
no,
one.
no.
I thought that
no.
was the cigar and whatever thing.
No,
that was in Philadelphia. He said that, I think, and then this one was in
Right.
Georgia.
So we're going to be playing clips of him going around the country. See, the cigars and cognac, that's what they think about you, Haitian. They need to attract black men, and it's geared to black men. They need to attract you with shoes and cigars and brown liquor.
Well, you see the video, what his homeboy was wearing. I'm not rocking those cowboy boots.
Hold on. So what happened? Somebody got beat up.
No, they basically had one brother in the last stop. I forgot where it was, but I wanted to play it in the room. One brother actually came with notes. And see, this is what I'm talking about. These are the brothers that I never run into at the barbershop.
But Lisa,
he asked him about his record. Then he went on to say, weren't you the one who voted in the Senate to reinstall that statue of a Confederate soldier giving a baby to a mammy, giving a white baby to a mammy? And he starts stumbling and trying to, well, you know what? He goes, no, answer the question. Answer my question. You know how people try to deflect? So the brother was saying, answer my question. Answer my question. Then a Karen stood up and called for security.
That's all I'm about to say. Security.
Oh,
Security.
Fucking Karens, man.
Security. Security.
Called for, and I mean a real Karen, called for security.
If niggas fighting, we don't want that.
The escorts this man out because he had brought in a record of Baron Donaldson's voting record.
But no, so that bill with the statue, that was the person he was with, a representative from Texas. So Byron was trying to stay quiet on the stage.
Oh, so it was the guy next to him.
Yes, he was the one that was getting attacked.
I'm going to play that clip.
Yeah.
Is it a clip or is it a video?
If you can hear it, you can hear it.
It was funny.
I'm saying, but is there a video attached to it, or is it just a clip?
There is. So if anybody wants to go and look it up, cigars and cognac.
Oh, I'm about to say, what type of name is that for this? Just cigars and coons. I was like, what they sipping on in there?
I love the cognac though, cigars and cognac.
Bunch of sellouts in one building. Ain't that something?
Hey Lisa. So Monday through Friday we will do all the stuff on the election, that we cover everything, and we also make sure that we follow Biden and make sure he's doing what he needs to do, and see who's going to come out. Saturday, that room will be policies and Project 2025, point blank period. If we have one in the room, if I'm talking to myself, I'm going to log off. If I'm to another person, that's fine. And we can do it in a way where people enjoy the room. Make it like a call and repeat, answer questions.
Or maybe we should have a day where you call your local politician, huh? Hey, that'd be dope.
That would be dope too.
So, see they pick up, or if you can actually talk to them.
Right.
Maybe you do that throughout the week. I don't know,
on Clubhouse.
But maybe you do it in the weekday, because do they even work on weekends? I'm not sure, but
no, I don't think
if you do,
weekends.
If you do, you probably have to do that through the weekdays, but. That's like a fun activity, though. Call your local electors, people that you put on.
That'd be fun, and then stream it live and see what they say when we call them and complain about certain stuff. That'd be dope too.
That'd be dope.
Let's do that.
Okay.
So, anywho, back to Laura. Go ahead, Laura, so we can
A couple
figure
of
out.
questions of headlines that I've seen today. The White House is doubling down that Biden will not take a cognitive test. So I want to ask you about that. And secondly, also dodging the conversation that he saw a Parkinson's disease specialist doctor today. So these are the two things that I wanted to ask you guys, if you've heard anything about either one of these things.
I saw go ahead. I think someone else can jump in about the Parkinson's disease because someone came up. I think it was Ben. Was it you who brought that to our attention, Ben?
He just needs some weed to smoke. That's all.
Let me look it up real quick.
Good old
Yeah. If he has Parkinson's, I don't know too much about. Does anyone here know about
watching
Parkinson's?
Dr. Sanjay Gupta on CNN saying that this thing where he's leading with his hands.
Huh?
Yeah, he said that's a sign of Parkinson's disease, that people that have that like put their hands out in front of them to like guide themselves. I was just watching it on the news, and I'm not a doctor. I don't claim
2 days ago. He did.
Yeah.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta said that.
I'm voting for him anyway.
On Friday.
Whoever said, I'm with you. Whoever said that.
Like Ken out of the toy box.
They don't even care if the
We don't care.
Anyway.
Listen, he can have Barbie's arms on Ken out of the toy box like that shit. I don't care. I don't care. Put his nose on top of his head. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, you guys. Yeah. But the serious question is, if there's nothing wrong, why are you doubling down about taking a cognitive test? Trump has taken this test twice.
When did he take it twice?
I don't care.
Why is there?
I'll get a receipt.
Does he lose points or something for not taking the test?
Trump has told us that he took the test. We don't know if he took the test or if they paid.
I'll go find it.
If Trump tells us it's morning, you better open those curtains and double check that it's daylight.
Darn straight, Cat. Because remember how Trump's doctor said he was 175 pounds of pure muscle, and the most the most healthiest president in the history of all mankind.
His ass weighs 175 pounds.
To the poll. We don't give a fuck, Laura.
Who believes he's 170 though? Come on now.
His ass is 170. That's why he needs a
muscle
golf
170. Come on. Does he has any muscle? Talking some all muscle 170.
His hair might be
170. I don't remember the exact number, but he was clearly close to about 290, and he just made it sound like he was super fit and incredibly healthy. I just couldn't believe it.
They need to find out how much piss it takes to stain his hair that color.
Damn. Hey, talk about some violence.
Hold on, you guys. Hold on.
Here, has the president been treated for Parkinson's? No. Is he being treated?
Hold on.
Well, I can tell you this. Just going back to Parkinson's for a little bit, so to give you some answers here.
Turn it up.
Being treated for Parkinson's?
Can you hear it?
Is he being treated for Parkinson's? No, he's not. Is he taking medication for Parkinson's? No. So those are the things that I can give you full-blown answers on, but I'm not going to confirm a specialist, any specialist that comes to the White House out of practice.
That's right. That's a HIPAA violation.
Well, I should say something else, but
oh, Haitian, yeah, you can do now. Haitian, yeah.
Woman, man, camera. What was it? Shit, he said. Woman, man, camera. I don't know.
So I don't know if anyone said it, but what I saw, what I read earlier was that the Parkinson doctor came to the White House 8 times from July to March, I believe, and recently met with his cardiologist and his primary care doctor.
I'm still voting for him.
So that's definitely suspect. You know what I'm saying?
It's not suspect to me. I'm still voting for him.
We're all still voting for him. I get that. But here's the thing. Why are you doubling down and saying, I'm not taking any tests and I'm not admitted to anything? Because you ain't got nothing to hide. Just do it. Do it.
Why does he have to just do it, though, if it's not required? If it's not a mandatory thing, then...
Because 71% of voters don't believe he should run for the presidency.
It's not going to change anything.
But, right.
That's what he's required to do at this point, and let's keep it moving.
Well,
I mean, if it's not a mandatory thing, I'm not trusting him on making sure he took his vitamins today. I could care less.
Yeah, but
He could come out tomorrow
wrong,
and
though.
say he took it, and is anybody going to believe it? Then they're like, oh, we want the results.
Right, now they're gonna ask for paperwork. Like, until I see his doctor come out and say something, against his health, that X, Y, and Z, I don't care about nothing else, because everything else could be hearsay from the right, just trying to stir shit up.
And
I don't care.
Michael J. Fox has had Parkinson's for a long damn time. Having Parkinson's doesn't mean you're dying.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
he's still doing his damn thing except for acting, but he's speaking. He's going to appearances, but he's going to lose mobility. So hold on for a second.
So this news just in, new concerns today actually about President Biden's health. We just learned that a Parkinson's expert has been visiting the White House in the past 8 months, 8 times in the past 8 months. That's according to White House visitor logs. We don't know why those visits actually happened, but it is coming as the president is facing growing calls to throw in the towel on his re-election bid with concerns over his health and cognitive ability. Biden says that he's not going anywhere, though, and that his campaign for a second term will continue in full force. Matter of fact, he put out this letter to Democrats just this morning saying, I am firmly committed to staying in this race, to running this race to the end, and to beating Donald Trump. Biden is under tremendous pressure right now since his disastrous debate performance just 2 weeks ago, a performance the president just chalked up to being a bad night. Biden telling Morning Joe, though, that he has defied the conventional wisdom before, and he'll do it again. Take a listen.
They're big names, but I don't care what those big names think. They're wrong in 2020. They're wrong in 2022 about the red wave. They're wrong in 2024. And come out with me. Watch people react. You make the judgment.
So the latest 538 national polling average still showing Biden trailing former President Donald Trump by a smidge. Joining me now, senior White House correspondent Selena Wang, also senior reporter Catherine Falder. So Selena, let's start with you. What do we know about this Parkinson's expert visiting the White House 8 times in 8 months?
Yeah, Kira, still a lot of questions about this. We know that there were 8 visits between the span of last July and this March. This is according to public logs that are available online about White House visitors. But as you say, Kira, we do not know exactly why he was visiting the White House. The White House will only say, quote, a wide variety of specialists from the Walter Reed system visit the White House complex to treat thousands of military personnel who work on the grounds. So essentially, this doctor could have been here for a variety of reasons. We do not know if he was here to advise on the president's personal care. But we do know, according to a summary report released in February by the White House, that the president was seen by a neurologist and had shown no signs of Parkinson's. But of course, there is so much scrutiny on this, given all the questions about the president's mental fitness. President Biden, for his part, has said that he doesn't need to take a cognitive test, that his doctors have told him as well that he does not need to take one. The president defiant, saying that he takes a cognitive test every day doing this job. But of course, all of that not putting to bed all of the doubts about the president's mental fitness and acuity after that disastrous presidential debate.
You do wonder why he doesn't just take the test, though, Selena. Catherine, word is that House Democrats are now going to be meeting off the Hill at DNC headquarters tomorrow. Cell phones have been banned. What do you think this is all about?
The next
meeting. Weeks, Kira, and that meeting usually occurs here, and now it's off campus. So surely this is a topic that will come up tomorrow. We know that House Democrats have been talking about this privately behind the scenes, like that phone call we reported on over the weekend. Well, they'll continue those conversations tomorrow behind the scenes. We'll have to talk to those members after and see if we can get any information out of it. But the big question is, do the calls from Democrats on Biden to step aside grow as Congress now comes back to Capitol Hill? We'll be watching that on the House side. Of course, from the Senate as well, we know that there is a meeting.
Okay, now did you guys know that part?
Yes, so this is the problem with that filler information, right? All they say is he saw his neurologist. Okay, great. So Parkinson specialist could be a neurologist that not only specializes in Parkinson's, but Alzheimer's and all that other good stuff. They don't know who this person went to go see. You know how many motherfuckers work at the White House that have on-site doctor treatment? Like, we don't know who it is. that they went to see. So until they can say, okay, Biden went to go see XYZ,
But Biden did
and
say
it's
he saw
confirmed
his
that he has
neurologist.
Parkinson's.
But the article I read,
He
they said,
did say, he said, I saw my neurologist, and my neurologist says I do not need a cognitive test.
Right.
Yeah,
I see a neurologist like every 3 to 6 months. I don't need a cognitive test.
yeah, but the article I read said that the Parkinson's doctor met with his primary care doctor and the cardiologist, right?
Okay.
So we got to be honest,
So
right?
what's the doctor's name?
I wasn't there.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, they got the logs, right? And they say this person's
Right.
in there. So we need to
Oh
find
no, the name of the doctor is in the article. He's been there since '98 at Walter
Okay.
Reed. So yeah, that information is there. I'm just saying, I don't remember off the top of my head. But what I'm saying is very selfish of Biden, because clearly there's something going on, right? Regardless if we're going to vote for Biden or not, there's something going on. He should have stepped down a long time ago.
Oh, of course he's
Because
selfish.
he's putting the whole
God can
country.
take him out of his seat.
He's putting
So
the whole
that's
country
selfish right there.
Yeah,
but Trump is selfish as well. So
well, yeah, we know that. But I'm saying, from us talking, to me, Biden, that's a lack of integrity right there, and also his wife, and that also to me explains why Hunter is probably in the meetings with him.
But hold on, you said it puts what at you put us at risk. Say that part again.
Yeah, that's always at risk.
What at risk for what?
If you're not physically in the condition to do a job, right, you shouldn't do the job.
that's what the VP is there for.
But what do you mean? He has a whole
And
team.
also,
It's not
like,
he's
the
a
entire
one-man job.
cabinet. The entire cabinet is also there as well.
Okay, we could agree to disagree, but I know from where I've been, certain positions you don't take in leadership when you know you can't fulfill all the duties. It's one thing if it happens to you while you're in a
vote
position.
for Trump, patient. God.
Yo, don't start your bullshit, man.
Is that a man?
That's fucking. Don't even get me started.
Why are you screaming and cursing? What's wrong with you?
He sound weird.
Yo, nobody doesn't work with your bullshit,
that
man.
weird. I know who that is. That's that chatter.
Did I get kicked?
Hold on. Let me clear out these begging for money ads. White House refuses to explain Parkinson experts 8 visits. Then it says down here, White House Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre refused Monday to explain a Parkinson's expert's 8 recent visits to the executive mansion, citing security reasons. So he didn't go, he went to the executive mansion despite visitors' logs being public. During a test exchange at a regular briefing, Jean-Pierre refused to say what those security concerns surround
Y'all motherfuckers.
You see, y'all don't know the secrets. As a man, as a penis haver, you would never understand.
I'm gonna put a root on all
okay
y'all. How come that
I'm okay
witchcraft
with
shit
that.
don't help y'all with nothing positive? That
You know what's
witchcraft shit
funny?
don't
I don't
help
give
y'all
a fuck
choose
about
a nigga.
positive. I don't care. I don't care.
How come that witchcraft don't help y'all choose a nigga?
Hey
How
man,
about that?
listen.
I have a nigga. I don't need to use it
I'm gonna
against him.
cut
I'm
holes.
used.
Listen, I'm gonna cut holes in all you niggas' shirts and bury it in the yard.
Goddamn fool. I cannot.
You know what's
Y'all
They gonna cut holes in everybody's shirt.
bury that shit in the yard and pour fish grease on it, nigga.
Nah, put some chicken blood on
Y'all keep fucking playing with me. But nah,
You
for
say you
real
gonna
though, y'all.
pour pork chop grease on her favorite towel.
Talk about that bullshit.
I don't eat pork, but okay.
But I feel like what we just identified or tried to, I think that's what we have to start, and that's what I do a lot, is I still address the person.
goddamn shopper spending up all my money. I gotta go over here. She needed a goddamn. And I'm in the car circle right now, nigga. I ain't got time for y'all. See? Paul, get you some business. But the young kids in our community ain't got no motherfucking business. They business is another broke motherfucker business. Now you tell me what two broke gonna do worried about each other, two motherfuckers worried about another broke motherfucker business.
They gonna conflict. It's some conflict.
Because neither one of you, because nobody got nothing to lose.
Well, man, don't let it bang out like that. Where y'all at? Where y'all went?
You can't say nothing to like bacon black. Like you gonna move the goalpost. No, I'm fucking with you, but man, you can't say nothing to bacon black. Like that's a whole nother level of conversation right there. Like that's just you gonna use a little cheat code, whatever, man.
Well, it's only because I true. Here's the
that
thing
was dope. Nah, you know I appreciate it. Nah, you snap, bro. You know I.
Go ahead.
Oh no, bro. I mean, it's the truth. You know, them resources. If them resources stripped, ain't too much. You know, I done lock myself out the house, y'all. Listen to your ass.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm good. My daughter.
You need a black Keith Smith.
Look, I done got excited.
You need a black locksmith.
No, brother, I appreciate your wisdom, man. It's what it is, and like that date, you know, and I say date.
We cannot sense it, if that makes sense. So when it comes to just like thoughts exist. And a lot of people get to a point of, and it is physical, right? A lot of people get to the point of it's more so something that we can't pinpoint it, so therefore we can't say yada yada. But what it is a manifestation of from the complexity of our brain. That's where it comes from. Right? That means there's a lot of different types of places in our mind that manifest these thoughts. And that's the effect of. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist or it's not in the physical, in reality. It's definitely there because we can sense it. We just have an issue because it's so complex and we have yet to get there and go, yo, this is something that actually exists, right? So science is still struggling to get, and also philosophy still struggles to pinpoint consciousness, and we don't even know if it's real or not. It's specifically a label smacked onto awareness, right? And when it comes to just like our abilities, right? We don't know, and since we don't understand the brain that much, we don't understand the scope of our abilities. Now, when it comes to like parapsychology and things like that, the issue is getting to the point of sorting out the BS to what is actually really happening. We can have abilities that can be manifested from our environment, right? A lot of times our environment pushes us to adapt, and therefore our abilities kind of change in a way. And then we form out these abilities, and what is really hard to pinpoint is those abilities, because a lot of times these environments they're very rare to be in, right? Pushes up, the abilities to a different level. So in today's world, when it comes to just like our conveniency and all of these things, our abilities are not being pushed as much on terms of survival in our environment. So therefore our abilities, like there's some people in like these specific islands where they can breathe underwater longer than some people believe, like they have gills or whatever, right? So this is just this is because they push their abilities to the limit and broke it, and therefore their body adapted to it, right? So I think that when it comes to like parapsychology and what some may deem pseudoscience, I think there's some like truth in there, but the issue is sorting out, like for me, when one would imagine that a spoon is like bending, I think that's like for me BS. But if one were to be able to predict things, I don't think that's BS, because our mind is able to absorb patterns, right? And it is a phenomenon, but to access that is a rarity, right? It's more so like you buy a car, like you see a car in a lot that you want, right? And this, some people see this as a phenomenon. And then you suddenly start driving down the street, and then you start to see everybody else drive that car that you bought, and you're like, dang, I didn't even see that before, but now everybody's driving my car. This is how the mind operates, you know? We don't understand the scope of it.
Do you think it would be too hasty to kind of like conflate the phenomenal experience that you see, such as like a car, right, and your idea of a car? Like, do you think that there's like some kind of like hasty generalization when it comes to? Because in my mind,
yeah, what was
in my
said
mind,
was a lot of hasty generalization.
Shut the fuck up, bitch ass nigga.
Okay.
Laggered bitch ass nigga.
Oh, true.
Okay.
Trolls, I see.
Yeah, bro. Thank you.
My bad, y'all. It always takes a minute to bounce somebody.
Yeah, it just takes one motherfucker, man. I lost my train of thought. Go ahead. I'll bring you back.
Yeah, I would. This notion of mind is an immaterial faculty. So I'm just curious, when people use it, are they fully conscious, or what are they appealing to when they do use it?
The mind?
There's a unconscious mind and there is a conscious mind.
I don't necessarily disagree. What I'm saying is that I subscribe to the mind-brain interface, right? That the brain is sort of the physical mediator of the quote-unquote mind, but the mind is not confined or located anywhere in the brain. There's no place in the gray anatomy do you find the quote-unquote mind. And I'm just appealing to philosophical notions of it. So I'm just curious, when I hear people use it interchangeably with brain, it's curious to me.
It should be Nagel problems with that, because it's not the same. So there's the physiology, which is physical, that's the body, the physiology. And then there's the mind, which is mental, and that is the psyche. So Nagel actually talks about sci-fi, the physiology and the psyche.
Is there like a true dichotomy?
I'm not familiar with Nagel, but I know psyche. If we go to the etymology from the Greeks, this is the repository.
Yeah. Nagel's living today. Nagel's a modern philosopher living.
Do you
think?
think?
Cool. I don't know.
I'm so sorry, man.
Yeah. I don't know if he solely alone sort of dismisses more historical notions of what the psyche is, particularly coming from its etymology from the Greeks, where it is a transcendental sort of faculty, right? So that's kind of my argument. I'm not familiar with Nagel. Okay, he says that, granted. But if we look at the etymology of what the term means, it is this transcendental quality or faculty attributed to man.
How can we this is just a question too, how can we differentiate like some kind of like transcendental quality about the aspect of reality and just an idea of like a lotion bottom that I'm looking at right now? How can I differentiate those two, if that makes sense, right?
Between your image of a bottle of lotion in your mind versus
yes.
okay.
So what's the difference?
I believe there are actually, like, I believe I think they've done scientific experiments on this, and I think that there actually isn't like there isn't a difference between the way the brain represents it. Like, it's the same thing to your brain. It's just somehow you know the difference because you learn the laws of the physical versus the laws of the mental, like over the course of your childhood. So,
but this would possibly I'm just exploring ideas with you guys, to be honest. This would possibly beg the question though too, if I'm like asking that question or differentiating or having a differentiation to begin with from some transcendental notion or transcendental reality, and then also this bottle that I'm looking at, then I'm also like presupposing materialism or physicalism in my view. Maybe, right?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I mean, really, both of the options or the exhibits in your thought experiment are transcendental.
Right.
What like so-called material reality? A chair is 99.99% empty space, and then the chair in your head is just even more 999s empty space. But they're both pretty mysterious.
Yeah, I just don't know how to because I am coming from kind of a physicalist perspective. I just don't know how to differentiate the two.
What's a physical perspective? What is that?
A physicalist perspective would be, that's actually a good fucking question, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna give you a very unsatisfactory answer. So from my materialistic perspective, my representation of what I'm doing, what my brain's doing right now, of this wine bottle or whatever, right, or this brush that I'm touching right now, right, it's going to be a representation, and I'm going to like cop out and just use an illusionist perspective when it comes to these kind of like actual things, because my brain is constantly making representations, and those representations I would call physical. But you can make a logical argument, say that they are ideological, and nothing in the world is actually physical. I am going to cop out a little bit because I haven't. Actually, I thought about it a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to cop out and just say that what my brain is doing is actually physical and real in the world. Even if I die, other physical brains can ascertain what I've just saw or experienced in this bottle or this brush, for instance. So I'm hinging on other brains. I'm hinging on other.
Let me ask you this: Is your premise that all of "quote unquote" reality is physical? Is that what you mean by physicalist perspective?
Yes, I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. So I think with the question posed of where does a thought reside, is that in the quote unquote physical universe as we know it? If not, that beckons the question, is there some sort of transcendental, perhaps interactive realm or field? So yeah, I think it goes back to that question. Unless when you're talking about what I perceive in the physical, that thought, do you equate that to being a physical thing? And if so,
what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Like, without the actual physical like understanding or manifestations behind like me touching a table or whatever, or like me hearing my mom's voice or something like that, and then my brain converting that kind of physical information and then making something that's idealistic, right? Without the physical foundation, you wouldn't even have anything like ideas or so like in my head, the way that I think about it is like a tree. So the leaves are just the ideas, and the root of the tree is the physical aspect of reality. That's how I think about it, and that's why I kind of have some like loose synthetic notion of physicalism. If that makes sense.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I'll go right after.
Okay, yeah, I was just going to quickly suggest maybe a different sort of semantics here instead of saying, physicalist versus transcendentalist. I would say there's reductive materialist. You might call them reductive physicalists, that's fine, but the more important word is the reductive. They're trying to reduce phenomena to a discrete, coherent explanation that has no mystery to it. That is a fallacy, and it is a commonly practiced methodology and worldview. And then there are mystics, people who accept that basically every premise is, very difficult to explain from first principles.
Is there an inherent fallacy in physicalism, or maybe? I'm just asking.
Not in physicalism itself. It's just what we're really trying to talk about is reductionism. People who try to reduce phenomena to something that's like, there's nothing really interesting to see here. It's it's an atom. It's there. Not talking about how that atom, for example, rises mysteriously from quantum foam that we can't predict or understand at the Planck length.
Wait a
I've
second.
never heard a physicalist claim that there's nothing mysterious going on.
Well, they certainly act like it when you try to talk about the mysteries of reality. They don't seem very impressed by or in awe of reality. They're much more content to be like, oh yeah, we've got that figured out
some physicalists, and I'm not speaking for all, right? And I'm actually making a differentiation, and let me know if I'm wrong, B. I'm making a differentiation between materialism and physicalism, right? And so I'm kind of philosophically cheating, I suppose, because I'm like synthetically rooting some aspect in the material world and how it like relates to like the idealistic world or whatever, and how I guess formed. Do you think like given that differentiation from physicalism and materialism, or do you think that it is a kind of like a differentiation, or if the differentiation is actually real, maybe it's not real in your estimation?
No, I think like terms like supernatural actually assume a physical explanation that we just haven't figured out yet, or that there's some physical mechanism that's not necessarily some separation. But I think someone else is good.
Yeah, so earlier we were talking about like where a thought's stored in the mind, and I actually thought about it, and I remembered something I've seen online quoted by information scientists. So one, by most accounts, information is like, it's a finite thing, right? So for instance, you have a finite amount of info you can store on your hard drive, right? And I dropped a link, right, to these guys talking about computers, and I'm just gonna read this quick paragraph. Modeling the structure of a molecule of an everyday drug, such as penicillin, which has 41 atoms at ground state, requires a classical computer with some 10 to the 86 bits, more transistors than there are atoms in the observable universe. Such a machine is a physical impossibility, blah, blah, blah. But for quantum computers, we can do it with 286 quantum bits or qubits. So when someone asks, like, okay, is the thought, like, does it exist? Yes, to me, it does exist. It requires energy in order to have a thought, right? If your glucose, if your blood sugar goes low, probably won't be having too many thoughts. Like this happens to people where they don't have enough sugar, because your brain apparently runs on glucose. It's probably more complicated than that, but essentially, you don't have enough sugar for your brain or enough energy for your brain, it shuts down. So things like thoughts, information, can be stored physically.
I think your
or
thought
materially in systems. So I do think it's finite.
Memory storage is not the problem of memory storage is not solved in neuroscience. That was the point.
We know
I feel like you're describing the process as the thing, Sundana. That's what I feel. Like, I mean, I don't think the thoughts are just the mental process that is happening when you are thinking. I mean, the thought exists even when you're not thinking about it. What you were talking about is thinking, or the act of thinking, or creating a thought. But we're talking about the thought itself,
You're just talking about idea permanence, but I'm saying that the fact that you can have a thought requires physicality or material in order for that to manifest. So you can't just have a thought without a brain. Like if I took your brain out and I just left your brain there without anything, any nutrients, no blood, no oxygen, can you have a thought?
Oh yeah,
You're not gonna say
yeah. I don't believe that. I mean, I never did believe that.
Oh damn. Okay.
I mean, you don't have to believe it, and I'm not here to try to change people's belief, but I think that sometimes ideas can, run rampant in people's minds, and some people can have a heavy attachment to it, depending. But when it comes to just like thoughts in itself, it's a matter of context how one is trying to describe it, and I think that can be a bit confusing at times. But when it comes to just period, non-existent. No one is able to point to something that's non-existent, that doesn't exist. Even when it comes to thought, if you think of something that doesn't exist, that means it defies all laws that comes into our perception, right? So no one knows what that looks like, right? That's probably chaotic. There's no boundaries. There's nothing, right? There's nothing that says, hey, this is that and this is this, and it breaks down. No design, no nothing. So when it comes to something that's non-existent, we can't perceive it. It's inconceivable. So therefore, it doesn't hit a lens of being physical to a point where we can actually isolate it, spot the boundaries, spot the laws, spot all of these things that make up the design in our minds, right? Even when it comes to thought, like I said before, it's a manifestation of, right? We tag on memory recall. It also, memory recall tags onto the senses, right? When it goes to maybe like, okay, if you think of an orange, right? Well, it would tag, that memory recall would tag onto other things like your senses, and it will bring up, hey, you remember the taste of that orange, et cetera, et cetera. So it has this manifestation in your mind. The issue is that we can't pinpoint. It's almost like the issue with consciousness, right? We can't pinpoint that singular point, right? And some are saying that it's not a singular point. It is always a process that is happening instantaneously. So therefore, it's hard to even measure it because the access is very hard to even implement. And then you also have the trying to track the causation and the effect of. These things are hard for us to tackle, but I don't think that people are entirely wrong when it comes to these phenomena. It's always open for speculation, but I'll just leave it there.
Do you think it's appropriate to because you're on to something, John? Do you think it's appropriate to ask what came first, like the actual external world or the mind understanding the external world, or maybe this already maybe I'm messing up by asking that question to begin with,
Yes, it's essential.
Like,
let me ask you something. Do chimpanzees and dolphins have minds?
I believe they do.
Okay. Do ants have minds?
I think they do. I just think it's radically different from mammals to be in other life forms. I think it's just radically.
What would be the reason, in your opinion, why they're different? What about ants?
Because my understanding of like consciousness is going to be related to the environment that you're exploring. And so like the tactile sensation that ants are going through is going to be radically different, or any kind of bug is going to be radically different from, my tactile sensation, or like a chimpanzee's or a gorilla's tactile sensation. It's going to be radically different. And they depend on like pheromones, they depend on like complicated chemicals. And we also depend on chemicals, but just not on the same intensity. That would be my guess.
Right. Well, I just want to say this. I think you said it. You said it's different from mammals. So you're making an argument of species or genus. So
yes, that's the word. Yes.
Right. So like whatever you're calling the mind would be a result of our brain or body.
So the body of ants is different. So the mental aspect of being an ant would be different. Nagel also
Yes.
wrote a paper, What It Is Like to Be a Bat, that is somewhat resemblant of this art.
The Germans have an
Yeah.
interesting word, Umwelt, UMWELDT, something like that, to describe the different sensory experiences across species. Basically, like talking about differences in things like pheromones and ants and how important they are to the ant. Some organisms see in temperature, we don't. So that's a useful word. There's another point I was going to make, but it has slipped my mind.
I think we're all on the same page in terms of, well, on some kind of like aspect, right?
Definitely not on the
Ants
same page
consciousness?
as John, that is for sure.
Yeah. My other point I was going to make is if some of the more bleeding edge theories of consciousness are true, yes, you need a radio to receive the radio signal, but the radio isn't the signal, right? And if you have a damaged radio, it's going to interpret the signal in a different way from another radio. So that's something to.
Would there
Yeah,
not
but someone,
be
guys,
some
someone
kind of
mentioned
evidence
agenda.
for?
I'm sorry, someone mentioned agenda before this, and not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, right? Because, well, however, the reality is that they could have, like all other little discoveries made in science, that millions of bucks have been put into just to analyze it and get answers through it. Why hasn't much attention been given in this area? Like, because it's very crucial. It in a way it does allow for power to the individual through mind activity, and for me, like again, not to sound like an extreme conspiracy theorist, but once you bestow that power or allow it amongst the masses, then of course it's going to be a threat, to authorities and politicians, etc. So if at all you guys want to discuss it at some point, I'd like to know your view.
Emerald, I just want to hop in what Sandata asked. I think Sheldrake makes some good points on panpsychism. I think there's a good argument to be made for that. Yeah.
I go further. I think panpsychism is too weak. I think that we have to look at animism very seriously. This is the pre-modern worldview that just about every indigenous culture had before reality was colonized by post-Enlightenment science. And it suggests not only is everything sort of like has some sort of consciousness, but that it's actually alive and that we might even be able to communicate with it in very meaningful ways, whether it's a rock or, a tree. These things are not just there kind of having a dull consciousness, which is kind of a weak panpsychist argument, but actually there's a maximalist interpretation in animism that's very interesting.
Is there a difference between animism and panpsychism, like in a very inquisitive way? Like,
I think the key difference is that we can use our consciousness to actually communicate with basically any object or entire worlds or entire cities, basically like that thought forms are, archetypes, things like this are also characters in a world where communication happens.
So on psychedelics, like the world kind of becomes
we
alive.
don't do that.
Hyro, I don't know, you're lower than everybody else, but I know you've been trying to get in, so.
Oh, hi. I'm in. I've been here.
Hyro? Oh, now you're in the Matrix.
Cracking up. Now that you can speak.
I was gonna say on animism, the psychedelics definitely cause the world to become alive and conscious in ways that you never perceived before. So that definitely resonates.
But is that like a representation of reality, or is that an illusion based on the fact that you're ingesting mind-altering substances?
It's a hard line, Emily, in my humble opinion, because I've taken LSD before a few years ago, and it was the most mind-blowing experiences in my entire life. And in my humble experience, I think that the foundation of reality is just infinite. That's the only thing that I can articulate to other human beings, given my experience on LSD. I can't really describe it in any other way. I'm not gonna lie, it really
Yeah,
had me.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, it's
like,
similar to many mystics, including Buddha and others.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, the foundation of reality is infinite. Like,
Well,
I understand you're trying to
becomes
describe
the
something
medium.
that you don't
Only the
fully
substance
understand.
becomes the medium and not the end all. So, because there is potential for its reception to begin with, and because we are designed in such a way that we would necessarily react to it, and for the most part, or most of us, will come with very similar experiences through it. Exactly like how it was said like a minute. Who said that? I'm sorry. Who was speaking about the infinite reality of this world?
Oh, that was me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
all of us sort of
So
perceive
I'm
this
not
very
questioning,
similar things.
like, I'm
So
not
is it an
questioning
illusion?
you had
Yeah.
that experience. I'm not questioning.
Right. No. I'm saying, is it an illusion or is it a physical phenomenon? I'm saying, it is a physical phenomenon that we all show very similar reactions to, and like it's like saying, is thought an illusion? It's like questioning that, right? Just because it is intangible does not make it untrue.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, thoughts are, when you're allegedly lucid, I mean, like, it could be that both states of consciousness produce like real experiences. It could be that only one does. And so I don't know if it's only one that does, or if it's both, or maybe it's neither. That would be very weird. But anyway, I was trying to understand what it means for the foundation of reality to be infinite. Now, I mean, if I'm thinking in like my woo half of my brain, I could be like, oh yeah, foundation is infinite, man, or reality is infinite, man. But like,
Oh yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
What do you mean when you say reality is infinite? Can you be more specific?
Yeah, absolutely. Based on my spatial temporal like understanding in the world, during that episode of having LSD, my brain was creating, I suppose, I should put it that way. My brain was creating infinite aspects of like the room that I was in, like that's like the best way that I can put it. So basically, I would just say my brain was creating episodes of infinity, giving some spatial temporal experience, if that makes sense. That's the best way that I can describe it, at least in my experience. I can't speak for others.
So, okay, let me ask if this makes sense. So, let's say that there are an infinite number of spatial temporal lines, what some people would call timelines. Do you think that you may have been cycling through something like that?
Something like so I was at my brother's house during this trip, and during his I was in his hallway, and the hallway was multiplying itself infinitely in that in that space awareness, if that makes sense. So every time I walked in the hallway of my brother's house, it kept on extending spatially. I can't describe it any other way. Like I can't describe it any other way. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's my experience. I don't. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that says reality is infinite, other than like, okay, well, if you're right, the hallway is expanding infinitely. Well,
Oh no, that's fair, Emily. No, you're right. You're right. No, that is fair.
Right? Like,
yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I maybe yeah, it was hyperbolic to say like reality is infinite because of my personal experience. That's totally fair for sure, 100%. Yeah.
The
No,
connections are made much faster. That's what it is. Like the connections made through as though the mushroom is actually as though it knows in a way where to which part of the mind or the brain to trigger and what reaction to get off of it. And they've done a lot of studies and they doing it like for patients who have PTSD, etc. Right? Who have gone through like years and years of antidepressants and suicide attempts and things like that. And the results have been phenomenal with the psilocybin, the mushroom, simply because it somehow seems to know where to target, or under the influence of it, one somehow addresses the areas that in life that one had a problem with, or not even places where one was subconsciously being traumatized from within. And with the ingestion of psilocybin, it seems to go to the places. Like, for example, the guy who never got over like the relationship he had with his father from his childhood, and all his the rest of his life in his adult life was spent in like doing things or thinking of other depressive thoughts other than that relationship with the dad, right? And even though he went through psychotherapy and all sorts of things, this particular experience of the father and the whole
Hey, everyone, it's Shalom. Ah!
I'm an In-N-Out Burger in the great state of Texas, Fort Worth.
Damn. You get a double-double?
I just got no cheese, we got to keep it kosher.
Wow, Rabbono Shalom, a warrior for Hashem.
Yeah, I told you about my grandma's situation.
Yeah, how's she doing?
No, but she opened her eyes today, so that was good. But you were right about the chemo. That is not good.
Yeah, it kills you.
That's what she's not. She's not in the hospital for cancer.
I know, but
because the chemo caused sepsis.
everybody's got to choose what they got to do. I know when I go, I'm just gonna like smoke weed, drink a bottle of whiskey, do like a yoga pose.
I'm not doing it. Chemo is not. Like, I'm very anti-chemo now. They asked my grandma, but like luckily she's fighting, and like she saw me today. It's like saying a few words, like it's moving in the right direction, but no, F the medical establishment.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's really bad, and it's like effed up. They're killing people.
They've been doing it forever.
Mm-hmm. Medical mistake is the third biggest cause of death. That's what killed her father. Is they effed up the breathing tube at like whatever nursing home or he wasn't at like a hospital, but he was at some sort of medical facility, and they messed up his breathing tube. It's like, oops. But how's everything on your end?
Things are good. I'm going to go see this girl Sarah that I know in Wicker Park, and we're gonna go have dinner.
Sarah Fagenholz?
No, this chick's not Jewish. She's like I don't know, Christian or something. I don't know what she is. I think she's Christian. Yeah, she's gotta be.
Well, fight the spirit out of her.
I don't think she's really religious. She seems like she's all into work and being a girl and all that shit.
Then put the spirit into her.
Oh, I already have. She's a big fan. Otherwise, I wouldn't be seeing her again probably right now. But I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like I could have let this one go, but it's like the other one I had. She's not responding to text messages. So it's like I'm not gonna beat a dead horse.
Your ex-wife seems cool.
My ex-wife.
Yeah.
She's all right. She's crazy too. They're all crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of being a female.
I know. I just I'll probably be a bachelor my whole life unless I can get
No, you're divorcee. You're not bachelor.
Well, I mean, I'm a Maimonides divorcee. I'm not a U.S. legal system divorcee.
Oh, maybe come on. what did you say? Sorry, I just got my food.
No worries. I'm a Maimonides divorcee, but I'm not a U.S. legal system divorcee.
Oh, you're Rambam divorce?
Yeah, I'm Rambam divorce.
Let's go.
That's the best. That's the best kind of divorce because there's no personal responsibility involved.
Yeah, no, you're just trying to, Oh, nice. I'm so excited for this.
Okay.
You guys check out my guy Enoch. Enoch's been. I'm very proud of my friend Enoch.
He's running for campaign.
He just wrote a nice article about Sirius. No, he's just researching and writing stuff.
Oh. Well, text me a link. I sent Walter I sent Walter $10. I bet you that's more than anybody's.
I saw. And he made over $1,000. So thank you.
Did he?
Yeah, you know who? So I gave him $100.
Wow.
I'm the second biggest donor.